What's up, y'all? And welcome back to another exciting episode of Progress West Tells Your Ass, the series where I pick a topic, learn you something about it, and make you more smarter. Now, the Justice freaking League. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. See, y'all don't know how good DC was before the MCU. Before Marvel had a stranglehold on our love and attention, DC Comics was the top of the food chain. Batman, Superman, heck, even though we clowned on it a lot, we still had love for the Super Friends. But then Robert Downey Jr. happens, and that was the end for DC. The MCU hit the scene building intriguing stories which built to bigger and better movie-going experiences. In a rush to capitalize, DC Comics put all of their eggs into the Snyderverse. See, at this point, Zack Snyder was a fairly popular director known for his crazy visuals. He had 300, Sucker Punch, Watchmen. Zack had a unique style that seemed to favor the visuals over the story. In a rush to catch up to Marvel, they fast-tracked the DCEU, or the Detective Comic Extended Universe for the uninitiated. Starting with the Man of Steel, which I personally loved, then jumping to Batman vs. Superman. Martha!
Why did you say that name?
See, where Marvel took the time to build the world and slowly introduce the characters, DC took a twisted T to the face and threw everything they could at the wall. Where it took Marvel 5 movies to release their team-up movie, The Avengers, DC did it in 3. We had Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, then the Justice League. By the time the Avengers movie came out, we had a movie for almost each character individually to build their story. We saw Iron Man build his armor. We experienced war with Captain America, and even a boring-ass film with Thor. What about DC? Well, we saw Superman kill a dude, Batman murder people, and Wonder Woman look good while not doing much. Justice League was promised to be the end-all, be-all of superhero movies and catapult DC up to the level of Marvel. Then tragedy struck. Zack Snyder left the film mid-production due to the tragic death of his daughter. I understand his reasoning for not wanting to continue the movie, but god damn it, DC. Why'd you give it to Joss Whedon? Sidestepping the recent trauma allegations, Josh still seemed like a weird move. As someone familiar with both Joss Whedon and Zack Snyder's work, it seemed like a huge contrast, and the movie flopped hard. But I am excited to say Zack Snyder did a mic drop with this movie. After all the fan outrage and campaigning, we finally have the Snydercut, and my god is it glorious. The reaction has been overwhelmingly positive for Zack Snyder, and it's not hard to see why. For those of you that do not remember the first Justice League, it was a confused, incoherent mess that was overbloated and moved too quick to really comprehend what was happening. One reason why it was a letdown was a villain, Steppenwolf. He had a bare bones motive and no character. This has been fixed in a huge way. He is absolutely brutal and efficient in this cut. I was surprised. I hated him in the first one, but oh my god, he has a clear motive to redeem himself in the eyes of his master, Darkseid, and he is not letting anyone get in his way. I swear his body count was about as big as Mia Khalifa's. Steppenwolf looks like a transformer, but gave zero fucks during the beginning scene with the Amazons. He was taking arrows to the knee trying to get that damn mother box. The goofball that was outsmarted at every turn is replaced by a conniving, focused force of nature. Pray for anyone that gets in his way. But we are not watching this movie for the villains. How about the heroes? Does Zack Snyder's cut breathe new life into them? That, my friends, is a yes. With the long 4-hour runtime, we are given the fully fleshed out characters we deserve. In the first one, Flash's story went by so fast, pun not intended, that we really didn't get a chance to feel who he is and grow with him as a character. I am happy to say that is different in this one. Remember Cyborg from the Whedon League? I don't, because he was barely in that movie. In this cut, he has a clearly defined, fantastic character arc. He suffers loss, comes to terms with it, then re-emerges with a new direction and a promise to live up to the memory of his family. The biggest crime of the Whedonverse was what it did to Ray Fisher. I am not speaking on his allegations of abuse, I am speaking to the gutting of his character. The way he portrayed Cyborg, man, I have never been a Cyborg fan. I hated hated him in Teen Titans, especially in Teen Titans Go. But the soul that Ray Fisher puts into his role is breathtaking. I hope to see him in more roles soon. Aquaman is less of a goofball. There is more to his character than dude bro. And Wonder Woman feels more like the leader. And Superman's return is fleshed out a lot more. He was kind of the weakest link to me. Maybe it's because he is too tied to Amy Adams' Lois Lane, which I personally never enjoyed. This cut also breathes new life into the goddamn Batman. I have always been torn on Batfleck. On one hand, he's my favorite portrayal of Batman so far. On the other hand, doesn't act like Batman. This dude murders people, but looks damn good when he does it. A big plus in this is that Batman is not a Superman cuck like he was in the first Justice League. The last one, all he did was mope around and slurp on Superman's memory. In this one, you get to see the regret he has for the way things ended with Superman, but he is a man on a mission to save the world, and he is not tied down by just sitting around dreaming of Superman all day. We even get a glimpse of how bad things could be if they fail. Although the placing of the scene was really confusing, I felt like the scene was cool, but I didn't cream my pants at the Joker the way everyone else did. He looks weird to me, and I didn't get that excited at their convo. It just felt off. Now, to my nitpicks. I know you're thinking, bruh, all you've been doing is nitpicking. But for real, these are my for real nitpicks. So, there is this scene where Aquaman first talks to Batman and says, "Oh, you're just like a bat. I get it." Or whatever he says, and jumps in the water. But right after that, this chick starts singing. It was so out of place, and I was confused. It felt like it lasted half the movie. I'm not joking. I didn't really get it. Like, why? And then she was smelling his shirt. Like, what? What are you doing? Why am I watching this? Another funny thing, back in the past, when the Atlanteans, Amazonians, and humans split the mother boxes up, each took a piece and they hid it in this cool contraption to keep it safe from Darkseid and the other evil new gods. But so the Atlanteans put it underwater, and it did their thing. The Atlanteans and the Amazonians both had crazy contraptions to keep it safe, and the humans, do you know what they did? They buried it. They buried it in a shallow asshole. Like, what the? Like, humans, like, whose side are you on? Like, do you just want to lose the earth? Like, why would you bury it in the forest? In a freaking tiny ass. Oh, I'm done. I don't want to talk about that no more. And the slow-mo, my God. I felt like there was so much. If they would have cut the slow-mo out of this movie, it would have only been like 2 hours. But all in all, this was a fantastic, although super long, movie that I really needed in my life. It is amazing that Zack Snyder got to finish the movie he wanted. I, for one, am glad that I got to witness it. Will it change your life? No. But if you have 4 free hours, I can think of worse ways to spend it. 6 out of 10. Darkseid needs some protein.